Good morning, crazies. So, I went and got up last night. I wasn't having it. It was not going to work out. I was too tired. I did yoga. I laid in the fucking shower, dude. Which, I'm still sore right now. Sore as fuck. Like, all on the back right here. It's killing me. Nose is stuffy. My fucking eyes fucking were all like gooky and shit. My cat's eyes are all gooky. It's fucking, my cat's nose is all fucking runny and scabbed up. Her eyes are all runny. Claw. Kitty, 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 kitty. Kitty, 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 kitty. Trying to see if Claw's awake. He's usually up right about now. All I know is I can't wait to smoke. That's how bad my head is pounding, dude. That's why I didn't get up. Dude, those videos last night, I didn't even study last night. I asked the Lord to forgive me. I couldn't even spend time with him that much. Like, I did the yoga and laid down, and I just kept on telling him thank you for the day, and I'm sorry, I can't do it, man. I'm out of it. I don't know if it's just that, if it's that shit that cat has or what. All I know is like all right here, like all in here and all right here, it's bad. It almost burns. Like my right eye is burning right now. My nose is stuffy as fuck. It's like, what the fuck, man? I'm telling you, it's that cat. And she woke up bad, I'll show you, man. I gotta clean her nose out and shit. Tora, where you at, cat? Yeah, she's bad. Which, I know she don't feel good, man. Montora, baby. Yeah, if you look at her nose, man, you look on the outside of it, see how it's crusting up? It's getting all yellow and brown. Her eyes are fucking all, like, they're just super wet. You can see it. Her eyes have been running. She's purring. Looks like the medication kicked in. I'm telling you, if it wasn't for this medication, she wouldn't have made it. She's 2 weeks in, man, and she's still draining, she's still draining. I don't even know if her nose, like, her nose, I don't know if people are really thinking, but her nose was so infected, it could take a long time for her nose to heal. She might not even be able to breathe out of her nose ever, if it was that bad. You gotta remember, these cats were like this for a whole month and a half, 2 months. Sick. It's sad. Because I've had her for 2 weeks already. And look at the size of her. Which tells you she was the size of the other cats. Which tells you they were in that, listen, man, they were born for about a month. So she had a month, 4 weeks roughly, of just a sinus infection, a really bad one in her eyes and her mouth. It wiped out all the other cats. That's how bad it was. It wiped them out. I gotta get dish soap today, man. I do. I ran out of dish soap last night. I'm stretching. I ran out of it really the other day. I fucking had only a little bit left. I fucking put water in it to stretch it out. Which, I made coffee. The milk just started turning sour. It's because it was warm last night. It's good. If I wouldn't have got up, if I would have waited another 2 hours and then got up, I wouldn't have milk for my coffee. That's why you keep dry milk on a sailboat. It's so much better. Which I'm gonna be making a list soon. I gotta get this house packed up as well, man. That's why I'm up. It's 5:30, by the way. I was up at 2. I set my alarm for 2. I woke up at 2 right before it went off at fucking 1:58. Because I ended up not getting to bed until after about 8:30, 9:30. But 9:30, 10 is when I finally got to bed because I had to wait for the video to upload. Which kind of throws me off. But I also had a late start. Well, I didn't have a late start. It's just, I didn't have a ride. That's what it was. Bill didn't feel like giving me a ride yesterday, which is fine. You know, you don't have to give me a ride. I mean, no one has to give me a ride. You know what I mean? I'm supposed to find a ride myself or drive myself, right? So, yeah, some guy's supposed to come over and get my Geo Metro bumper for free, the front bumper. So I'm thinking about giving him the back bumper as well. I'm gonna give him a few things for the Geo Metro stuff. I'm just gonna give him all that fucking stuff. The fenders, I give him the bumper, I give him the throttle body, all that stuff, man. All that stuff he can have. He can take it. I'm gonna be searching for some stuff. Once I get the money put up to the side, we make some money. You know, we'll be looking for parts for that car for Ashlyn. So Ashlyn's starting to get to that age where she's gonna be contacting me soon. You know, listen, man, my daughter's a teenager soon, you know what I mean? She's not gonna want to be with her mom 24/7, man. Her and her mom are gonna bump heads, and I told her mama that, you know? Just because of the way her mom is, you know? When Ashley gets older, she's gonna want to know who I am. And you kept her away from me, and she's gonna hate you because of it. I told her that. I know this because that's what my mom did to me. My mom kept my real dad away from me until I was 6. I didn't even know my real dad until he was, I didn't have much memories of him when I was young before that until he came down the street, on a side street one day when I was like 6 playing fucking, I was right there on the front sidewalk, doing hopscotch with the chalk. I remember it clearly. And, you know, guy came by in a Honda Del Sol, yelled at for me, and yeah, ended up being my dad. I think I talked about that, you know, so the whole situation, it was, I forgot what I was talking about, man. All I did is see coffee, my mind switched to coffee. I need to wake up. This looks really good. I love this coffee, man. I'm obsessed with it, dude. It gets me there. And I stay there with it. That's the problem. And I don't crash too hard either. Which is surprising. I'm so happy for this. Gotta put a lot of milk in there. You know what? I'm gonna use this knife. It's long. Yeah, I was gonna use a knife. Why not? So the guy never messaged me back for the transfer case. It blows my mind, man. I was going through my ads last night. That transfer case ad has 2,200 clicks. Just the ad, just the transfer case ad. That's a lot of fucking people. 2,200 people. You're telling me 2,200 people and no one's bought it yet? Blows my mind. I'm not asking too much for it. I'm not asking a crazy price for it. I know what it is. People don't think there's 40,000 miles on it. So, a lot of people don't realize that GM goes to American Axle and says, hey, you know, we're going to be making this model car, this model truck. We like your rear ends. We like the axles that you make. You know, they're going to be good for our design, you know, our truck. We're willing to do business with you. All right. We'll do business with you. Okay, so we need you to make these many units. Here's the money. Here's the contract. You're got to make these, and then you're going to make this many extra just in case. For instance. And that's what it was. All those parts I got put on that truck from through SRAMs was American Axle overstock. That's where that transmission came from, and that rear end, the transfer case, and the diff, everything underneath that truck was replaced. The only thing that stayed was the motor. So why would you replace the motor when the motor, you know, is still strong? Those motors run forever. So it just needed a new drivetrain, and my uncle replaced it at $60,000 because he was having issues. So it wasn't that he didn't have any like drivetrain issues, nothing broke yet. What was happening was it wasn't pulling, there was too much weight. He was, you know, the trucks, you could tell where it was gonna break, you know, you could start telling that the truck was getting worn down, you know. So yeah. I need to wake up. This coffee needs to kick in. Which I have a feeling I'm going to end up having to use the bathroom. So I'm going to read a Bible verse real quick. And then we'll get to it. We're going to get to it as soon as I wake up, man. I gotta get working. I'm about to take some vitamin C because my fucking eyes, man. I just feel heavy-headed. And my eyes, dude, my nose is all clogged up. She can't even breathe through it. She looks like she has a pig nose right now. Mentora, she don't like that medication. She likes it after it kicks in. You can tell. She fucking bounces off the wall. But she doesn't, it shit tastes nasty. I gotta give her some though. I give her a little tiny piece. I'm talking, it's tiny. It's the only thing that keeps her like from not feeling like shit though. I wouldn't be getting my cat fucking stoned if she wasn't sick. She's sick as fuck, man. You can tell she's stoned. I love you. Mentora. I love you. Ti amo. Ti amo. Ti amo. Ti amo. Rico. 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 Come here. I love you. Alright. I know my stomach's gonna hit me. But yeah, we're gonna be learning. So that's kind of the whole thing is the difference between what we're gonna be doing and what I noticed with a lot of YouTubes for computer stuff, like Linux stuff, they're going through this stuff and telling you, what it is they're doing, but they're not going through, like, they're doing specific things where we're going to be going, like, through everything. I'm pretty sure nobody is going through manual pages and reading man pages. I'm serious. It's a lot. I'm sure there is here and there, but I can tell you this, they're going to be straight computer stuff. They're not going to be, like, where's the word for it? I can't think of the word for it. I have the word, but I'm more versatile, I guess you could say. I know a lot. I know a lot of stuff. I'm not just computer literate, I know a lot. So we need to finish John, man. We never finished John. Maybe we did. I don't know. I don't think we did. Which Luke. It goes Matthew, Mark, Luke, John. Alright. Let's see. I think we did chapter 8. Yeah. So I'm gonna start from here. It says, "I am who I am." I'm basically finishing chapter 8. Oh, I think we already Actually, we're gonna read chapter 9 because we read chapter 8. So it says chapter 9. No, we read chapter 9 too because that was the blind man. Let's see. Yep, we'll read chapter 10 because we read chapter 9. So chapter 10. He calls his sheep by name. Let me set this before you as plainly as I can. If a person climbs over or through the fence of a sheep pen, instead of going through the gate, you know he's up to no good. A sheep rustler. The shepherd walks right up to the gate. The gatekeeper opens the gate to him, and the sheep recognize his voice. He calls his own sheep by name and leads them out. When he gets them all out, he leads them, and they follow because they are familiar with his voice. They won't follow a stranger voice, but will scatter because they aren't used to the sound of it. Jesus told this simple story, but they had no idea what he was talking about, so he tried again. I'll be explicit, then I am at the gate for the sheep. All those others are up to no good, sheep stealers, every one of them. But the sheep didn't listen to them. I am the gate. Anyone who goes through me will be cared for, will freely go in and out, and find pasture. A thief is only there to steal and kill and destroy. I came so they can have real and eternal life, more and better life than they ever dreamed of. I am the good shepherd. The good shepherd puts the sheep before himself, sacrifices himself if necessary. A hired man is not a real shepherd. The sheep mean nothing to him. He sees a wolf come and runs for it, leaving the sheep to be ravaged and scattered by the wolf. He's only in it for the money. The sheep don't matter to him. I am the good shepherd. I know my own sheep, and my sheep know me. In the same way, the Father knows me, and I know the Father. I put the sheep before myself, sacrificing myself if necessary. You need to know that I have other sheep in addition to those in this pen. I need to gather and bring them too. They'll also recognize my voice. Then it will be one flock, one shepherd. This is why the Father loves me, because I freely lay down my life, and so I am free to take it up again. No one takes it from me. I lay it down of my own free will. I have the right to lay it down. I also have the right to take it up again. I received the authority personally from my Father. This kind of talk caused another split in the Jewish ranks. A lot of them are saying, he's a fucking crazy, a maniac, out of his head completely. What's wrong with this guy? Why bother listening to him? But others weren't so sure. These aren't the words of a crazy man, they said. Can a maniac open blind eyes? Says they were celebrating Hanukkah, just then in Jerusalem. It was winter. Jesus was strolling in the temple across Solomon's porch. He's probably pacing back and forth. It's most likely what he's probably, pacing back and forth on Solomon's porch. You gotta remember that's a temple, Solomon's temple. So David was gonna build the temple, but he didn't. He told his son to build it. He charged his son with it. He basically would decreed, you better fucking build this. The living God, if you don't build this, you're gonna be smoked. You're gonna be cooked. Don't deny the living God. That's what King David was basically saying to his son. We worship who we work for is not what you're thinking, like whatever I tell you, you must do it. So he did it. But Solomon was one of the most richest men in the world because he didn't ask God for riches or for possessions. The first thing he ever asked from God was for wisdom. The Quran says that Solomon was able to walk into a room, could walk into any room, right? And say there was like 1,000 ants on the ground. He'd be able to look at it and tell you exactly how many ants are on the ground, right then and there. That's how, smart he was, how intelligent, how quick-witted he was. That's insane. That's a gift from God, God gave him that gift. So, Solomon they say he was the richest man ever in biblical times. He owned, I could imagine, he ruled all from, literally from basically the Atlantic to the Pacific almost. You're talking all the way from Russia into China, you know what I mean? It's insane. Pakistan, you're talking about Jerusalem, the heart of Jerusalem, alright? And then outwards. That's a lot of fucking world to conquer. We can't even do it with modern military artillery. They had more control then than they do now. Most countries. So, the Jews were circling him as he was strolling on Solomon's porch. The Jews circling him said, they told him, how long are you going to keep us guessing if you're the Messiah? Tell us straight out right now. Jesus answered, I told you, you don't believe. Everything I have done has been authorized by my Father. Actions that speak louder than words. You don't believe because you're not my sheep. My sheep recognize my voice. I know them, and they follow me. I give them real and eternal life. They are protected from the destroyer for good. No one can steal them from out of my hand. The Father who put them under my care is so much greater than the destroyer and thief. No one could ever get them away from him. I and the Father are one heart and mind. Again, the Jews picked up rocks to throw at him. Jesus said, I have made a present to you from the Father of a great many good actions. For which of these acts do you stone me? The Jews said, we're not stoning you for anything good you did, but for what you said, the blasphemy of calling yourself God. Jesus said, I'm only quoting your scriptures, your inspired scriptures, where God said, I tell you, you are gods. If God called your ancestor gods, and scripture doesn't lie, why do you yell, blasphemer, blasphemer? At the unique one the Father consecrated and sent into the world, just because I said, I am the Son of God. If I don't do the things my Father does, well and good, don't believe me. But if I am doing them, put aside for a moment what you hear me say about myself, and just take the evidence of the actions that are right before your eyes, then perhaps things will come together for you, and you'll see that not only are we doing the same thing, we are the same, Father and Son. He is in me, and I am in him. They tried yet again to arrest him, but he slipped through their fingers. He went back across the Jordan to the place where John first baptized, and he stayed there. A lot of people followed him over there. They were saying John did no miracles, but everything he said about this man has come true. Many believed in him, and many believed in him right then and there. So, chapter 11 is the death of Lazarus, which a lot of people don't know. Lazarus was like Jesus' best friend. Jesus had a love for Lazarus. That's why he went out of his way and healed him. This was Jesus' second big miracle. No, because he did the fish. It's one of the biggest ones. It's where he brought a man back to life that was dead for 3 days already. The body was already it was already settled in, I think. We'll read it. It says, the death of Lazarus, 0111011. Numbers have meaning. I've been studying them. I might study this one, see what it means today. 11. A man was sick, Lazarus of Bethany. She was from Bethany, Lazarus. The town of Mary and her sister Martha. This was the same Mary who massaged the Lord's feet with aromatic oils and then wiped them with her hair. That was crazy. Like a woman to go up to your feet and wipe off your feet with her hair. Use her hair as a washcloth. I'm going to read that again though. It says, a man was sick. Lazarus of Bethany, the town of Mary and her sister Martha. This was the same Mary who massaged the Lord's feet with aromatic oils and then wiped them with her hair. It was her brother Lazarus who was sick. So the sisters sent word to Jesus, Master, the one you love so very much is sick. When Jesus got the message, he said, this sickness is not fatal. It will become an occasion to show God's glory by glorifying God's Son. Jesus loved Martha and her sister and Lazarus. But oddly, when he heard that Lazarus was sick, he stayed on where he was for 2 more days. After the 2 days, he said to his disciples, let's go back to Judea. They said, Rabbi, you can't do that. Teacher, we can't do that. The Jews are out to kill you, and you're going to go back? Jesus replied, are there not 12 hours of daylight? Anyone who walks in daylight doesn't stumble because there's plenty of light from the sun. Walking at night, he might very well stumble because he can't see where he is going. He said these things and then announced, our friend Lazarus has fallen asleep. I'm going to wake him up. The disciples said, Master, if he's gone to sleep, he'll get a good rest and wake up feeling fine. Jesus was talking about death, while his disciples thought he was talking about taking a nap. Then Jesus became explicit. Lazarus died, and I'm glad for your sakes that I wasn't there. You're about to be given new grounds for believing. Now let's go to him. That's when Thomas, the one called the twin, said to his companions, come along, we might as well die with him. When Jesus finally got there, he found Lazarus already for 4 days dead. It was more than 3 days. Bethany was near Jerusalem, only a couple miles away, and many of the Jews were visiting Martha and Mary, sympathizing with them over their brother. Martha heard Jesus was coming and went out to meet him. Mary remained in the house. Martha said, Master, if you'd been here, my brother wouldn't have died. Even now, I know that whatever you ask God, he will give you. Jesus said, your brother will be raised up. Martha replied, I know that he will be raised up in the resurrection at the end of time. You don't have to wait for the end. I am, right now, resurrection and life. The one who believes in me, even though he or she dies, will live. And everyone who lives, believing in me, does not ultimately die at all. Do you believe this? Yes, Master. All along I have believed that you are the Messiah, the Son of God who comes into the world. After saying this, she went to her sister Mary and whispered in her ear, The teacher is here and is asking for you." The moment she heard that, she jumped up and ran out to him. Jesus had not yet entered the town, but was still at the place where Martha had met him. When her sympathizing Jewish friends saw Mary run off, they followed her, thinking she was on her way to the tomb to weep there. Mary came to where Jesus was waiting and fell at his feet, saying, "Master, if only you had been here, my brother would have not died." When Jesus saw her sobbing and the Jews with her sobbing, a deep anger welled up within him. He said, "Where did you put him?" "Master, come and see," they said. Now Jesus wept. That tells you right there that he cared about Lazarus. He had a deep connection with Lazarus. Lazarus was probably one of those old men, you know what I mean? That older men that took care of the town, you know what I mean? Like, everybody relied on him, And that's why everybody was freaking out that he died, you know what I mean? Like, all the girls, you know what I mean? All the other people were like, they were just, they couldn't take the loss, That's why Jesus saved him. Because he seen the pain. He seen that everybody was so reliant on this man when they should be reliant on themselves. That's why Jesus started crying, because he knew what he was up against, and all of this was created by simple evil, because of simple pride. Because that's all it is at the end of the day, is simple selfish pride. If you can't open up your heart or help others or give to others, there's no sense of even living or worth even taking in a breath, because that's the only thing that's going to bring you happiness and bring you healing, is helping others. That's what God created us to do, to serve. So everyone is always trying to find a group of friends or a group of people that they can fit in. They will make images, they will make a persona, or whatever it is they gotta do to make them feel they fit in. But there's nothing wrong with that. You're curious, you're exploring who you are. That's, how do you know what you like and you don't like until you experience life with those friends, right? There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with doing things, experience things. And people tend to think that when you're a Christian or you're a Jesus follower, you have to give up a life that for some reason they think that they can't live when they believe in Jesus. And what it is it's the evil one. The evil one, as soon as you start believing in the one that truly created you, he gets you in that fretful state of mind and gets you to think that way. If you want to have a good life, you want to be your true self, you absolutely have to have Jesus in your heart. There is no other way. That's facts. So let's go ahead. It says, Jesus said, "Look how deeply." It says, others among them said, "Well, if he loved him so much, why didn't he do something to keep him from dying? After all, he opened the eyes of a blind man." Then Jesus, the anger again welling up within him, arrived at the tomb. It was a simple cave in the hillside with a slab of stone laid against it. Jesus said, "Remove the stone." Fucking remove it. That's what he said. Remove that fucking stone, He was pissed, dude. Just people how they are. You see how they were? Why didn't he do this? They already, you know what I mean? They're already they're already telling God, basically, why didn't you do this? Why didn't you do that? Like, you wouldn't even have a life if it wasn't for God. And you're telling him, why didn't you do this and why didn't you do that? Crazy. But it says, the sister of the dead man, Martha, said, "Master, by the time there is a stench, he's been dead 4 days." Jesus told him to remove the wall, She didn't want to open it, because as soon as she opened it, it was going to stink, Jesus looked her in the eye. "Didn't I tell you that if you believed, you would see the glory of God?" Then to the others, "Go ahead, take away the stone." So, he looked at Martha, and then he looked, at the other people, like, in respite, like, watch, this is watch, your disbelief is sickening. That's what he was saying. They removed the stone. Jesus raised his eyes to heaven and prayed, Father, I'm grateful that you have listened to me. I know you always do listen, but on account of this crowd standing here, I've spoken so that they might believe that you sent me. Then he shouted, Lazarus, come out. And he came out, a cadaver wrapped from head to toe, and with a kerchief over his face. Jesus told them, unwrap him and let him loose. You gotta remember, they wrapped people, they mummified people back then. Even in Jerusalem, the Israelites, they took real care of people. You know what I mean? When they passed away, they wrapped them in linen and stuff on that that white handkerchief stuff. The medical stuff, it's really just cloth, white cloth. So, that tells you right there that not only did he thank God, he thanked God first. He thanked God before he even asked God, because he knew God was going to do it. That's how you got to think with your life. Jesus says you have to think that way, because if you think that way, right, if you believe that it's coming, right, you imagine it in your head, right, you're constantly thinking of it in your head, right, you come up with all these ideas and imaginations, your dreams, right, you got to harness them, you got to hold them in your heart. When you hold those dreams, right, in your heart, and you work towards them, you put action into the dream for that you have living in your heart, your solar plexus, right? Your solar plexus, your body right here, the love, will send that signal out deep within you. You will send that out. And that frequency, that love, which is God, right? God created us this way. God will, that love will bring you, the wife or the husband that is your dreams, the dream of yours that you dreamed your whole life will come to you, and you will come to it, because you can't just sit around and wait for it to come to you. You don't even know what it is exactly what you want to do with your life completely. No one does. Everyone has an idea. They have ideas that they're putting together, but they really truly don't know what it is they want until they start living it. And that's true. Those are facts. I know this because I experienced this. And I'm the same as everyone else in a very unique way, just as everyone's different as everyone else in their very unique way. God, literally, Jesus said, I am the body, I am the church. You are the church. Because if Jesus is in your heart and he is the church, which means you are the church. The church is in your heart, you are the temple. You must worship Jesus in truth and spirit and love others. Therefore, you're going to church every day. That's true. Those are facts. But you have to have his word in your heart to go to church every day. You must talk to Jesus every day. Ask him, fall in love with him. You got to have a relationship with him and fall in love with him first, and I'll go through the Beatitudes real quick before I go, because my stomach's starting to kick in. I know I want to drink some more coffee because I still got to wake up. I'm still a little groggy, and my nose is completely stuffed. She's got me sick or something, bro. I'm telling you, I can't breathe through my nose at all. That's why I have this. That's why I sound like it. Yeah, it's bad. Dude, this can't fuck me up. So, which is weird, because I thought, it's weird that I caught it again. I had that feeling too. I think I mentioned it on the video, watch me catch it again, because she's so sick, she has had it. That's why I have that vitamin C. I'm about to take it. So the Beatitudes are in Matthew. They're called the 10 Beatitudes. I think it's chapter 4. Chapter 5. So these are the Beatitudes. I'm going to go over them. It says, you're blessed. It's chapter 5, Matthew. When Jesus saw his ministry drawing huge crowds, he climbed a hillside. Those who were apprenticed to him, the committed, climbed with him. Arriving at a quiet place, he sat down and taught his climbing companions. This is what he said. So, all of them, me talking with this fucking, not being able to breathe and not, sitting and stopping when I'm supposed to. I gotta get more coffee. I'm not reading correctly. Anyways, Jesus climbed up on the side of the hill with his fucking disciples and everyone else, and this is what he basically said. It says, you're blessed when you're at the end of your rope. With less of you, there is more of God and his rule. That's number 1. Number 2, you're blessed when you feel you've lost what is most dear to you. Only then can you be embraced by the one most dear to you. Number 3, you're blessed when you're content with just who you are. No more, no less. That's the moment you find yourselves proud owners of everything that can't be bought. Jesus, it's free. You're blessed when you've worked up a good appetite for God. He's food and drink and the best meal you'll ever eat, which is reading the Word every day, spending time with Him. You're blessed when you care. At the moment of being careful, you find yourselves cared for. I tell people that all the time. When you care for others, people care for you. To be in front of somebody, you must be behind them. Must be behind them, because when you're behind them, they're behind you, which then you're in front. It says, you're blessed when you can show people how to cooperate instead of compete or fight. That's when you discover who you really are and find your place in God's family. You're blessed when your commitment to God provokes persecution. The persecution drives you even deeper into God's kingdom. I do that all the time. When I have a bad day or people, I get pressed. I dig into this even more. I spend even more time with God. And it's the last one. Not only that, count yourselves blessed every time people put you down or throw you out or speak lies about you to discredit me. What it means is that the truth is too close for comfort, and they are uncomfortable. You can be glad when that happens. Give a cheer even, for though they don't like it, I do, and all of heaven applauds. And know that you are in good company. My prophets and witnesses have always gotten into this kind of trouble. So he's saying, listen, you're gonna, as soon as you believe in Jesus, you're about to get a bunch of bullshit. A bunch of fucking bullshit. And he's saying that don't lose heart. For even being good cheer, for the heaven applauds. He's saying that the angels, every time you get discredited, the angels are sitting there looking over you, watching, like, look at this guy, this is amazing. Look at this woman. It says in the Bible, for every child that comes back to God, the angels sing and praise. The angels go crazy. And also you have to remember too, if you read the Old Testament, one of the characters get into a fight with an angel. And the angel Daniel told him, no, he told the angel Daniel, what the fuck took you so long? I requested this prayer, I requested for this 3 weeks ago, forever ago. And the angel said, I got stopped on the way. I had to take care of many other things before I made it. So you got to remember, that you got to wait for your angels. Everybody has their own angel. You got to look up your angel number. I'll go over that one day. There's a website I like to use that helps you with the conversion. Okay, it's so cute. But yeah, just I forgot what I was talking about. Dude, I'm telling you. But yeah, the angel. If sometimes things aren't happening right away, just remember that the angels are fighting people, fighting other spirits, And all the angels are fighting all of Lucifer's bad angels, There's a rebellion. So, not only did Lucifer get cast down to the earth, So did all the other angels in the rebellion. You got to think that. You got to remember that. So, you don't just have Lucifer against you. You got Lucifer against you. You have all the other angels that joined the rebellion. All right, and then you got other people that are affected by these angels, these evil spirits. Jesus would cast them out of people. Jesus would tell these spirits to leave these body, leave this person alone. That you're not evil. This person's not evil. To get out of him. He even would cast the spirits and the animals because the people. I forget the story. We have to read the story. It's better when you read the story. But my stomach's hitting me. It's growling like a motherfucker. I'm getting hungry. I know as soon as I start chugging that coffee, I'm going to have to use the bathroom, that type of stuff. I always check this mail. It's like a habit. I know there ain't no mail in there, but I still check it. Stupid. I fix my flag. Gotta have a Mexican flag, I stole this. I took it from, there's a fence. I was coming back home from, actually, I was on my way to St. Clair Shores. I seen it. It's the day I lost my dog tags, my chain, which had a ring on it, a family ring, an heirloom ring. It hurts me. What can you do? Stuff happens, But yeah, I grabbed it on my way back. So, it reminds me of Margarita. She's sleepy. I just scared the shit out of her. Ooh, yeah, I gotta go. I gotta go now. I'm making sure she was alive. Scared the shit out of me. Somewhere my cat died. She didn't respond at first. I said, damn, I didn't give her that much medication. She's had more medication before than what I gave her today. I didn't give her much today. She don't need much. She's getting better. She's, I just gave her just enough to where she's not, lousy, she's not feeling like garbage, Just enough to help her sleep, that type of stuff, rest. I know she's still rough, feeling rough. You can tell. Look at her nose. See, she could tell. She's just like, leave me alone. I love you. Ti amo. I'm gonna go take care of this cat, help this cat out. I'll wake up, drink my coffee. I barely even drink it, see? I took a sip. So, I've been talking for 40 minutes. I'll see you guys soon. I'm gonna set everything up, get going, check emails, that type of stuff, log in all my accounts. Get going for the day. I will see y'all soon. God bless, Take care. It's Sunday. Get in that word. Spend some time with God. Go spend time with your family. Might be worth it.